Hello there YouTube, Devin here again. Another video for you, and this one's on a helmet. As you can probably tell by the title and by the fact that you're already this far into the video, it's a Dutch helmet. Now, it's not really a Dutch helmet. They are made in the Netherlands, actually, but it's basically an exact copy of a German design of helmet. So this would be a Dutch Schuberth model 826. Basically the same thing as the Germans have been fielding since 1988. Some slight differences though. This one's actually a quite new helmet, and I have a very, very early German Schuberth. We will compare it to once we get into this helmet and some of the history behind it. So the Dutch were basically using M1s up until they adopted this helmet, and they picked basically the best design. The Schuberth is used by a wide variety of countries in Europe, and they're even used in North America by Mexico for police units. Canada has them for some police units and stuff like that. It's a very, very well designed helmet. It's based off the American Pasgat helmet. Has a much better liner than the Pasgat though. Breathes really well. The sweatband is very, very comfortable on it, and it's very, very adjustable. So has a 3-point chin strap, so unlike the American Pasgat, it's much more stable. And the liner on it is this cool, awesome molded plastic, as you can see here, and it's full of these little kind of hollow cylinders that are made out of kind of a very kind of squishy moldable plastic that will collapse in an impact. That's where you get all your impact resistance from. But it also pulls the liner away from the shell, which gives you excellent airflow, excellent breathability, and tons of other added benefits from that. So also compared to the American Pasgat, the whole system tends to flex more, whereas a lot of the play in the American Pasgat style of sweatband and suspension is only in the sweatband. So whereas this one, the whole liner will move rather than just the sweatband in an impact or anything like that. So it's this very big mesh net at the top, which is provides excellent weight distribution, whereas the Pasgat tended to have those straps and that donut ring type of thread to adjust the circumference of that, which would, adjust the height. So the tighter the circumference of that ring at the top, the lower the helmet would be. The more open it is the higher the helmet would be. So that's actually backwards. Sorry, my bad. The tighter it is, the higher the helmet would sit on your head, and the wider the circumference, the lower the helmet would sit on your head. But that ring and those straps tended to cut in. So if you're in the military and you have no hair, this is a much more comfortable solution. There's much better weight distribution. This doesn't really cut into your head, and it's much, much, much more comfortable. So the sweatband is adjustable right here at the back via this little tab. This tab pops out, and it has little, as you can see, dimples on it there that correspond to little holes in the sweatband, so you could adjust it to fit your circumference. It comes in small, medium, and extra large. The Dutch Schuberths do. The extra large ones are super rare. They're also incredibly large, but the vast majority of people will fit into a medium or large Schuberth. This one, as you can see, is size medium. They mark them a little different than the German one. And I'll get the German one up here on camera so we can compare some of the differences between them. So here's the German one, and right off the bat, they're basically the same color. They have the same rubber rim around the outside. The Dutch ones have different bolts on them, so they have these hexagonal bolts all around them, and there are 3 spots. The German ones have these round bolts that have little hexes in them, so like Allen wrench type stuff. So same basic suspension though. The bolts are a little different. Now if we look at the liner on this one, same thing, has the press button, same adjustability. This is also a size medium, 55 to 57, adjusts a little bit different than the later version of the Schuberth. So as you can see here, they both adjust the sweatband the same way via these little things down here. They both adjust for height the same way, which is much the same way as the sweatband, and they have the same exact liner. So that's because they're the same model of helmet. There's very little that has changed between both of these. So that's just how this works. The fittings on the Dutch helmet are steel though, whereas the fittings on the German helmet are a combination of brass and steel. So some of these parts over here are black and brass, whereas this part is steel. And on this, on the Dutch version of Schuberth, as you can see, it's a little bit of a different style of the quick release system. So it's a little bit different, just a simplified production method with the newer version. So the German one's a little bit more complicated to make. The Dutch one's a little bit simpler to make. That's it though, same purpose, basically. But that's basically it. So here's the liner on this one. This is a very, very early German Schuberth, as you can tell by this chalk stamp. Most of the time these are rubbed off. If they've been used too much, you can't see them. So that's pretty rare. And the Dutch one, the only markings that are in it are right down there, and this one is, if I try to get it so you guys can see it here in the light a little better, right down there, and as you can see, that one is mostly worn off. Now, another little added difference is the liner has this piece of paper on it, which is basically just a tag that was meant to be cut off. So, because you can see the cut line there, and that really serves no purpose, but it's just something that has to do with the liner and the manufacturer and stuff like that. So they still pivot, the chin strap still adjusts the exact same way, still removes the same way, even made out of the same materials, the whole liner is. The chin strap on the Dutch Schuberth, though, is much thicker than the German Schuberth, just that simple thing. So the reason the German leather is a little bit darker is because it's older, but they have the same padding, the same attachment method and everything, but the Dutch Schuberth has a little bit thicker leather sweatband than the German one does. So with this helmet, I also have, for you Dutch people, 3 covers for it. This is the Dutch DPM cover with the big elastic kind of net on it. It's held in place by a very French style method. It has a rubber ergonomically designed rim that is meant to snap over the edge of the helmet only one way, as you can see there. There it is. And the camouflage is stitched to it. And so it fits very snugly over this helmet. So this one would be for like standard at-home use. Then we have a winter pattern cover, same thing as the Dutch. So here's the stamp in it. They all have the kind of the same stamp, size M. This cover is a little bit used, but the woodland one I have is unused, brand new. As you can see, there it is. There's the tag on it. Sorry, it's upside down. So if you guys wanted to read it, it has the NATO stock number, has the size and everything, how to care and maintain for it. Here is the winter one, which is made out of a much thinner material, and it has no netting, elastic netting or anything on it. It's just kind of your plain white cover. And then I have one of the brand new desert covers as well, which is based off the American 3-color desert pattern, as you can tell here. Same thing as the woodland cover though. It has the same scrunchies. It's made out of the same kind of twill material, and it also has a tag on it, and this one is also unissued, brand new. So I have to thank Mike B for this helmet. He gave me this helmet as a present, as I gave him some helmets as presents a while back, and I happened to go out there to help him this last week, and he gave me this, and I'm glad to do a video on it because you guys have been asking to see more Dutch stuff. I have some Dutch followers recently who want to see more Dutch stuff, so I hope this kind of fills that want that you guys had, and I'm very super glad to have this helmet. It's a very good helmet. The Schuberth design is basically the epitome of the Pazgat helmet, so it's hard to find a better Pazgat style helmet than the Schuberth, and it's a very, very comfortable ergonomic design. These are super rare in North America. About the only one who does sell them that I know of is Mike, of Mike's Militaria, and he might not even have any more left. So if you do want to get one, I'd rush over to his site. Most of them are going to be in this condition, which is basically brand new or slightly used. So it's a great deal if you can get one. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Please like, subscribe, all that other good jazz. If you do feel like donating, I have a lot of big projects that I'd like to start towards the end of the summer and fall that I'd like to get some funding for, because it's going to go for your channel. Go towards the channel a great deal, so I'll be able to make a lot more videos over the winter here if I get this money by the end of the summer. So there's a donations tab in the about page of my channel. If you feel like I'm worth even just a few bucks, that's great. If you can't afford it right now, it'll always be there. So if you can later, a little goes a long way, you guys. So I'm stretching it every little penny I can. So, and everyone who donates, put your email when you do donate, and I will make sure you guys get some exclusive content, links to exclusive content. So depending on how much you give. So the more you give, the more exclusive content you'll get. So far there's only one person that's donated that's going to get to see everything. So but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.